ANCAP has been around since 1992, and in that time, vehicle design and safety technology has taken a quantum leap. So much so that 87% of all new cars sold in Australia now have a 5-star safety rating. We're talking to ANCAP to find out how the testing process is evolving and how they're lifting the bar for manufacturers. We're also going to find out what business and fleet owners need to know when purchasing a new vehicle. How much has ANCAP grown in the last quarter century?
ANCAP has grown because the marketplace has grown as well. In the early days, everyone was resisting ANCAP. The car brands resisted having someone scrutinising their work and their claims. We're working with them a lot closer now because they're accepting and that consumers want a star rating. They want to know how safe their car is. For large fleet buyers, with their purchasing power, they can influence those car brands. We've had some good wins in the past because that vehicle brand wanted to sell those cars to them. And without a 5-star vehicle, they could no longer sell a car to those large organisations.
So David, what test was carried out here?
This is a 40% offset deformable barrier test. So that's where 40% of the front of the vehicle overlaps with the barrier. And we do that at 64 kilometres an hour.
Okay, and how did this car perform?
It performed quite well. Some of the things that we look at are whether the wheel has come into the occupant space, which it hasn't. We also look at other structural elements, like this A-pillar, which does have some bending, but the cabin is still got its integrity. We look at whether doors have opened, so in this case the door did not open in the test. We confirm that the airbag's deployed properly, and also we look at things like restraint systems such as seatbelts.
So James, how can organisations apply the ANCAP ratings for staff and road safety?
We would encourage all businesses, large or small, to have a 5-star vehicle policy. That means that they would only buy 5-star cars and that their staff would only be in 5-star cars if they have to, for instance, rent a vehicle. Large organisations have these policies, large mining firms, state governments, federal governments, they all have a 5-star vehicle buying policy. And we'd encourage businesses, large or small, to do that. Really, we've taken the guesswork out of buying a safe car for you.
Okay David, so this is a light commercial vehicle that's also been through a frontal offset test. What can you tell me about this one?
This vehicle hasn't fared so well. So some of the things that we can observe here is that the wheel has pushed back further into the footwell. You can see greater deformation in some of the structural elements as well. It's important to point out that for this vehicle, it doesn't even have curtain airbags. This was a 3-star result. My advice would be fairly simple. Start on the ANCAP website, have a look at 5-star performers. Take note of the date stamp. The more recent the date stamp, the more rigorous the testing that the vehicle's been subjected to.
Commercial vehicle drivers are a particular case. They probably drive more than most. What's being done for commercial vehicles in particular in your testing regime?
Like commercial vehicles in the past have lagged behind passenger cars, but ANCAP has worked with vehicle brands, and through our assessment, we've provided some quite harsh ratings for a lot of light commercial vehicles over the years, and that's really improved that marketplace. So whether you need a van or a ute, you can buy a 5-star rated vehicle. Look for some of those technologies like airbags, side airbags, curtain airbags, electronic stability control. They're the things to look for, and if your car doesn't have that, your vehicle doesn't have that, then it's time to upgrade.